This weekend, I'll be going back out to golf again and we'll be staying the night out there. Get me 2 days worth of clothing ready. I'll have a look at what all you prepare for me later, but I want those clothes put together for me now.
What? You're going out again to golf this weekend? Well, recently you've been going out to golf quite often, right? Going out almost every weekend to not just golf, but go out for drinks and stay the night has to be burning a hole in your pocket, right?
Huh? I have the right to do whatever I want with my money without asking permission from you. It's not something you have the right to complain about, though, so shut it.
I'm well aware of that, but I do happen to be your wife, right? And as your wife, I have the right to be worried about you and your spending at times.
Shut up already. You are not my mother or anything. So cut it out with all that constant worrying about what I do with my time and money. How old do you think I am again?
I understand you don't want me commenting on everything you do, but these days we should be thinking about things like having kids. I know it doesn't seem like it now, but very soon I'm going to be in my 40s and it'll be even more scary for me to have kids. I think right now we have to start worrying about whether we want to have kids or not.
Listen here. Do you really think I want to be at home with you talking like that all the time? Seriously, shut your dang mouth and be quiet. I honestly don't know if I have it in me anymore to bother with a pretty much 40-year-old grandma like you. Huh. Wait, are you trying to get me to come home and make love to you? Ha!
Stop saying it like that, Austin. It's just that I wanted to be pregnant and have kids when I was a little bit younger. But no matter how many times I waited for you, you never do anything with me. And anytime you did, I didn't become pregnant.
Well, that's because there's some kind of problem with you. So don't start to harp on me for that. You're too old for me to impregnate you, I think. Huh.
But I already had a lot of testing done on me, and the doctor said they found nothing wrong with my uterus or eggs. In other words, that means there has to be a problem with you, which needs to be resolved. So would you please schedule an appointment with the doctor and have them test you to see if there is something wrong?
Huh? There's no way a man like myself has anything wrong with them. I've never had any issues with my body, and they're not going to start appearing now. If someone as healthy as myself just all of a sudden had an issue, then I'd be screwed. I'd never be able to find any woman who'd want to be with me either.
But Austin, there's no other reason for why we haven't had any luck.
I guess this just means that you and I are not meant to be. And now that we're on this subject, I'm going to tell you how I feel. I kind of hate having you around in my life.
What?
I just can't stand being with an old woman who can't even get pregnant anymore like you. I mean, if I don't find someone else soon, then I'm going to have no chances of passing my genetics on, right? I just can't deal with you any longer.
In other words, you mean...
I'm saying I want to get a divorce. I've been telling you for a very long time now that I want one or two little brats running around my house, right? But so far, while I've been with you, that dream has not come true. I want to get away from you as soon as possible now.
No way, Austin. How can you say something like that so easily?
Anyway, I'll be bringing some divorce papers home with me tonight. That'll be after I have a couple of drinks, so I won't be home until later tonight. Please think about what you're going to do without me.
What? You're going out for drinks again? You told me earlier that today you'd be needing dinner made.
Is that so? Well, I was asked to go out for drinks last minute, so it sucks to be you now.
I guess it does. It does suck to be me. All right then, come home safe later tonight, Austin.
Long time no see, am I right? Have you been doing all right on your own? You're in your 40s now, correct? Have you been having a good time as a single hag after I threw you out?
Austin, what now? Why are you texting me again now, of all times? Is there something you need from me?
Actually, I was thinking about inviting a woman like you to my wedding soon. Ah, about that. I found myself a really good woman to get married to. That's why I was thinking I'd want my ex to be there to celebrate my happiness with my new wife.
Huh? Why do you think that someone like me would want to go to your wedding to celebrate you getting married to someone else?
Now, don't think about it too hard. You have to remember that I never divorced you because I came to hate you or anything like that. You and I both had our reasons for why a divorce had to happen, right? But now that I've been thinking about you, we haven't really seen one another for the past 3 years. And that got me thinking about how, if it wasn't for you leaving me, I would never had a chance with this woman. That's why I really want you to come out and see my wedding.
Whatever you say.
I already sent you an invitation and everything. I made sure to send it to your parents' house, so go and get it for me. Now, that's all I really had to say today.
Don't just start assuming that I'm going to be coming to your wedding or anything. Hey, Austin.
I can't believe you actually came out to see my wedding. I was just inviting you as a way of getting a few laughs, but you actually decided to show up? Infertile broad, who ended up getting thrown out by a good-looking guy like me, actually came here today?
Excuse me? What kind of reaction is that? Is that really how you've thought of me all this time? I had a little bit of faith in you, thinking that you'd actually changed some, and that's why I was sort of looking forward to today. But of course, the only thing that's changed about you is your age, yet inside you're still some undisciplined child.
What the heck? Gonna cry like a sore loser now or something? I'm sure that it hurts for you to see that I'm getting married to a cute little woman now. Now, when it comes to you, what happened? Are you not completely embarrassed to be coming into this wedding with that fat old gut of yours?
What did you just say to me? This is what happens during the later half of a woman's pregnancy.
What? The later half? Are you actually pregnant right now? Wait.
That's what I'm saying, Austin. Did you actually think a gut like this was from something besides me carrying a baby?
What? But you're supposed to be infertile, right? How could someone who's supposed to be infertile be carrying a baby now?
Like I told you 3 years ago, there were never any problems with me. You remember that, right? The doctor literally told me that there was nothing wrong and that you were the one that needed to get tested next. I even brought home the papers proving that there was nothing wrong with me to you. The one who seems to have the problem is you, Austin.
No freaking way. Are you really not pulling my leg right now? Wait, does this mean you had a boyfriend that whole time?
I've had one ever since you and I divorced. And now he is my very wonderful husband. Ever since I left you, he and I have been a thing, and every time we talk about you, he tells me I made the right choice getting away from you. He happens to stay home with me from time to time, instead of always going out to golf and stay at hotels. And when he doesn't need dinner, he tells me he doesn't need it. And when he does, guess what? He tells me he needs it, almost as though he's an adult instead of some demanding child. He also happens to do a lot of the chores himself instead of asking me to do them for him. I'm also working now, so we've made sure to split up responsibilities back at home. Compared to how things were when I was married to you, he's like an angel sent down to me from heaven.
Hold it right there. There's way too much going on here now. So, you got married to another man and have not been infertile this whole time? You married the man you dated right after I kicked you out? And that means that this time you really are in your later half of being pregnant? In other words, you really are not infertile.
Jesus Christ, that's what I've been telling you all along. The only one that seems to have a problem with their fertility is you, Austin.
There's no way! That means that my chances of having a little brat?
Well, let's just say it'll be very difficult for you to have one. Had you gone to the hospital back when I told you to in order to start working on fixing things, you might have had a better chance. But you're getting up there in age now as well, which means things like your testosterone and sperm count have dwindled away. I think it's honestly too late for you to go out and get any sort of treatment now for that.
No way! There's no way that something like this could be happening!
I know that today is the day of your second wedding, but I had to break the news to you again somehow. Well, that's just the way things are now. Or have been for a long time now. At the very least, you can just forget about what I said today and enjoy your wedding in denial, right?
What am I gonna do? What am I supposed to do about this? There's no way I'm gonna be able to recover from this.
I'm sorry that I had to tell you some of the most awful news here and now. I can see that the truth is really taking your attention away from your bride, too. But this doesn't make you any less of a man than you were before, right? So get out there and give that woman the wedding she's probably been dreaming of. So, your new wife, she's pregnant? Oh. When she gave that announcement in front of all her guests, everyone gasped. The only person that seemed to be in any immense shock was you, Austin. So, does that make you feel any better now?
What do you think? What do you think all of that means for me? Do you think I should really be happy right now? Or afraid of what the truth is?
Well, I think you should be extremely happy with that news. You've always been saying how much you've wanted a little brat running around your house, right? Well, now your wife is pregnant and you'll have a child running around your house all day and night. Your dream will finally be coming true for you, right?
Are you serious right now? Do you think that the baby she's carrying right now is really going to be mine?
I'm not sure about that, but it's most likely not yours, Austin. How about you head to the hospital right now and have one of the doctors there tell you if that's the case or not?
But if I'm really infertile like you said I am, then that means... How could my wife have gotten pregnant then? How?
Right. That's going to become a real mystery for you then, right? No matter what the answer might be, at least you're married to her now and will have a child of your own. I understand what kind of worries you have about this, but had you just gone to the hospital when I told you to, this would be less traumatizing, I'm sure. At the moment, everything is like a mystery to you, though, right? You have no clue if you're completely infertile or if it just took you this long to finally get someone pregnant. I can't believe that just happened, though. Really, the only person that knows would be your wife herself, right?
How dare you have fun talking about this when I'm in pure agony?
What? Do I look like I'm having fun talking about this right now? Well, I suppose I have always been pretty forward when expressing my feelings to others. If that's how I really seem to you, then I must be having fun. Sorry about that, Austin.
I knew it! I'm over here literally questioning my life right now with serious regret. And you're...
To be quite frank about all of this, you've got what you deserved. I mean, look, isn't this the fruit you asked to bear? When I was married to you, I asked you so many times to go to the doctor and have yourself checked out, yet you never once listened to me. You always told me that there was no way a big and healthy man like you could be infertile, and that it just had to be me, even though I was tested negative 7 times. And then, after kicking me out of your house for no good reason at all, you went out and found yourself a new woman who has just told you she's pregnant, which can't be possible if she was only having sex with you, right?
Don't even say things like that.
I want you to accept your reality now and suffer through it like I had to. What? Are you serious? You're telling me that his wife most likely got pregnant from another man and told everyone she was pregnant right after they got married? In other words, Austin had no clue she'd been cheating on him and was letting another man raw dog her? I cannot believe that she went and told everyone she was pregnant with such confidence at her own wedding. You made it sound like both the bride and groom are complete idiots now. That's all insane, right? I had no clue when I was going to be able to stop laughing after she announced that news to everyone. I was literally going to pee myself at least 5 times there because of the amount of laughter I had to hold in. I'm sure. If I were there, I probably would have burst out laughing and made a complete fool of myself. That man really caused you all kinds of heartache when you were married to him, so I'm glad to hear that he's finally getting what's been coming for him. Oh, how the cookie crumbles, am I right? Honestly, I hope there's much more drama to come from that total jerk. Same here, same here. I honestly hope for the same thing as well. For a long time while married to him, he really stressed me the hell out and would always talk about me like I was the problem in our marriage. I suppose it's time he gets a taste of his own medicine and has to figure a way out of the hell he's gotten himself into. That's what I think. Same here. By the way, I hear that the lady he got married to might know you. So, you recognize her name at all? What? I don't know her. At least I don't remember her if I ever did know her before. Well, something just seems a little off about her is all. Like, things don't add up completely, and that Austin may have perhaps been around her a lot longer than you might think. Perhaps while you both were still married? Wait, what do you mean? Don't worry about it for now. I can take a look into all of that on my own for you. I wouldn't want you having to deal with that drama anymore since you already had a fun time at the wedding. What? Are you sure? I owe you one after all. Back when I was having trouble with my super toxic ex, you came in to make sure that I was all right and that I got the divorce I wanted. Because of you, I was able to get away from him, and that's why I want to help you out now. What happened back then doesn't even matter to me now. I'm happy to hear that you want to repay the favor, but come on now, Casey. But if I help you now, then we'll be even again, right? Well, I'm going to look into things whether you want me to or not, so don't bother trying to stop me. If I figure out anything juicy about those two, I'll let you know. Honestly, I'm not really sure what all you're going on about right now. I guess I'll let you have your fun now, and if I find out anything else about them, I'll give you a text. Austin, how are you hanging in there? Have you figured out whose baby it is that your wife is carrying around yet?
What do you want? Aw, it's you, Bessie. What is it? Are you back to get a few more laughs in before you go?
Wow. If you're acting like that right now, then I suppose something bad has happened. So what is it? Did you really end up finding out that her baby is from another guy? Come on, Austin, don't keep me waiting any longer.
Shut your damn mouth already. You're right. What you told me about her and that baby was right. She made that baby with another man, and I'm now in complete shock now because of it. This is literally the worst pain I've felt in a very long time. Why do I, of all people, have to be going through something as crazy as this? Tell me, what the hell did I do to deserve all of this?
Well, perhaps this is karma coming back to haunt you now after all the hell you put me through before. I mean, all you could do back when we were trying for a kid was say that you had nothing wrong with yourself and that I was the whole problem. And then, while I was always at home doing everything around the house for us, you were out playing around and having fun. I don't think what's happening to you right now is that crazy at all.
What the hell? Why do you have to say all that of this about me now? I was a very good husband, wasn't I?
Absolutely frickin' not. You always struck your wife down for trying her best to think about why she wasn't able to get pregnant. And on days you had to work, you'd stay out really late getting completely smashed on hard liquor, only to come home looking like you'd just been in a bar fight and crash into the bed after calling me horrible things. Then, whenever it would be the weekend, you'd spend your time golfing and staying at hotels, never choosing to do anything with your wife. You'd always choose what times you wanted to be home by and would never tell me if you wanted me to make you dinner or not. And this was all going on while I had a job of my own.
That was all... I'm sure things like that may have happened back then.
Oh, that's right. Recently, I've started finally understanding something about then.
What the hell is it? What else do you have to say to me? Just tell me what the hell you want with me and then go. Do you have any more fun to pick at me?
You think I do? Well, if that's how you think I'm going to go about things here, then allow me. I'd like you to pay up, bud.
What? What do you mean by that?
That woman you're married to right now, you've been dating her for a very long time now, right? Well, I found out the exact time you guys started to date one another, and that was back when you and I were still married. I know about everything now, Austin.
Huh? What are you talking about right now? I was never dating her back when you were my wife. Stop trying to make me into someone I'm obviously not.
I'm not trying to make you into that someone because you already are them. Seems that your wife has a thing or two wrong with her head that has really worked in my favor. After looking into her a little bit, it wasn't hard at all for me to find out the truth. Honestly, I'm not even sure she was attempting to hide what she was doing from anyone else. Perhaps she didn't think that she was doing anything wrong at the time?
Huh? Tell me, what the hell is this about?
Your wife has been posting a lot of things on her Instagram about the both of you ever since you guys started dating. And I mean a lot. And after having a look at some of the oldest things she posted of the two of you together, I realized it was during the time we were married. And that right there sealed the deal for me that you had been cheating on me with her.
Huh? Are you serious right now?
Yes, of course I am. She did a very good job uploading all sorts of pictures of you both back when you first started dating. And one of her comments states, "I just stole someone's husband." And what are all these nice resorts the both of you were staying at during the weekends you said you were out golfing? After looking through all the dates that those were posted on, I knew just what you'd been up to. You were never out playing golf with any of your colleagues from work. In other words, you had been lying to me that whole time about what you were up to, right?
You looked into all those details?
Yes, as it was very easy thanks to what your wife was posting about back then. And this was all done with the help of my friend, who just so happens to be a pro investigator. And she made sure to help me find all of the best evidence that she could so that I could have a wonderful case brought against you in court. I think that pretty soon here I'd love to get in touch with a lawyer and talk about everything I have in store for you.
Hold your horses, Bessie! Can't you tell that you'd be taking things way too far by doing all of this to me? All of that crap from the past now? So just leave it be and leave me the hell alone. I'm already having the worst time in my life, so you coming in to finish me off with a settlement would literally end me.
And so what?
Huh?
I had to spend years upon years of my life living in a house where my husband would tell me I'm infertile, while I was just trying to have the kids you wanted, only to have you start leaving me at home all alone every week, making me feel even more lonely and unloved. And any time I tried to say anything to you, you'd call me an old hag and tell me to get out of your way because that was the life you chose to live, and that I had no say in it. At first I was thinking you went out to play golf all the time in order to catch a break and breathe for a bit, but instead, you were out with another woman. I had my time with you taken away by a much younger and prettier girl than me, who you loved the most. I had no idea that was what was happening behind my back, though, and instead had to just sit at home alone, worried to death about our marriage. If you can't give me money in return for what you did to me, then can you please give me all that time of mine you wasted?
I'm sorry, all right? But I had no other choice at the time, all right? When it comes to men, having someone young and good-looking coming up to you is like our kryptonite. I had no other choice but to start going out with her.
If you think that's a problem that all men face and that you're forgiven because of that, then there are plenty of meaningless laws within this country now, aren't there? Or perhaps that means all men are less than human because they can't seem to control their impulses? Well, if that's the case, then how about us women put you all in zoos so that you can no longer go out and cheat on us anymore?
You... Since when have you had the ability to say all these aggressive things to me? The Bessie I knew and loved was always so quiet and kind to me. Does this mean that the man you're with now is teaching you to act out like that?
No, you frickin' bastard! I am a mother now. Which means that in order to protect my children, I have had to grow stronger and more defensive. Man, was it the right choice leaving such a pile of crap like you when I was given the chance. Had I stayed married to you and by some miracle ended up getting pregnant and having a child, it would have been hell for me to have to both raise them and deal with your constant BS all the time.
Hey, hold on there, Bessie. I get it now. So could you please calm down? I'm the one in complete shock right now and could very well have a heart attack at any moment. When you start saying things as hurtful as that about me, do you think I'm going to have a way to answer back?
I don't give a damn about what condition you're in now. If you understand how serious I am about all of this now, then pay the damn settlement. You're the one who can't even get a woman pregnant, right? Then at the very least help a family that can have children by paying them some good old moolah. Right now is the time to pay for what you've done in the past.
I'm sorry, okay? I am apologizing for all of it, okay?
And everything you did was things that no simple apology can take care of, idiot. You really had a great time taking advantage of me while also tearing me down. It's my turn to tear you down now, so take it on the chin like I did back then, unless you're saying that you're a wimp. I hope that this will make you lose everything and force your sorry ass to have to start back over from zero again. Just when I was assuming that Austin would completely lose it and start going off on me for what I had been saying, he went quiet. And the one thing he said to me was that he'd pay that settlement I had asked for. I'm sure that he was very much weakened after learning that the child his wife had was not his at all and another man's. But I still very much wanted that settlement for what he'd done to me, and there was no stopping that from happening. He later would come to me on his hands and knees begging for forgiveness, but I do not care what happens to him after that money arrives. After Austin went and paid off the settlement and left his wife, who had cheated on him, he ran off and has been living off the grid now. I'm sure that he's mentally unstable right now after everything that happened to him, but like I've been saying, all of it was well deserved after what he'd done to me. So I don't think there is a single person who feels bad for the sucker. As for myself, I just gave birth to a cute little boy that my husband blessed me with, and having to watch over him all the time has completely taken my mind off Austin. I'm now finally enjoying that happiness that all the other mothers had always been telling me about, and I can't wait to see what the future offers with my wonderful little family. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
How much longer are you going to keep me waiting, Alana? At this rate, I'll be 6 feet under by the time you give me grandchildren like I told you to. You have disappointed me to no end, do you know that? What kind of a woman can't have one single baby? Honestly, I have a hard time even calling you a woman anymore. You're just a useless sack of meat, that's all you are. And to think we've allowed you the honor of living with us. How can you even bear with the shame of being such a disappointment to your mother and father-in-law?
Well, I guess this means you heard the news.
You got that right. My husband told me all about it. You went and lost another baby, didn't you? That poor baby. It had the misfortune of being placed into your God-forsaken womb. It's all your fault, by the way. You're either eating too much or too little, exercising too much or too little, or working too much or too little. If you could manage to live a healthy, well-balanced lifestyle, you wouldn't keep murdering all the babies you conceive.
I really wish I knew why this keeps happening to me. I know you're disappointed, and I am too, but I'm not giving up yet. Me and Ray are determined to have children, so we're going to keep trying. I know it's hard to wait, but wait and hope is all we can do.
I've done so much waiting that I've completely run out of hope. Meanwhile, what have I gained from it? Just more and more years of my life waiting for grandchildren that never come. And what about you, The older you get, the lower your chances are of ever having a baby. Not to mention the risk of your babies having issues skyrockets. What are you going to do if you finally give birth to a child that's grotesque and deformed?
I'd like to think that I would love that child with all of my heart because they're my child. I'm also not too comfortable with using words like grotesque to describe my baby, even if hypothetically.
Well, someone has to give you a dose of reality. You can hardly even get pregnant at all, and every child you do conceive doesn't even last to the second trimester. You're damaged goods, there's no other way to put it. My daughter, however, there's a real woman. She's fantastic, perfect in every way. She got pregnant practically the very moment that she got married.
Oh, is that right? I hadn't heard. Tell her I said congratulations.
I don't think I will, actually. It wouldn't mean anything coming from you. You should see the pictures she gave me from her last checkup. The baby just keeps growing and growing and growing. Both mother and child are doing superbly.
I'm sorry, Harriet. I don't think I can handle this conversation any longer. I just found out today that I had another miscarriage, and it's all I can do to hold myself together right now. Could you please leave me alone for a while?
Who do you think you are, telling me what to do? The reason you're struggling so much is that deep down you know that it's all your fault. I'll bet you were bringing home a different man every night of the week until you met my son. I mean, you're a high school dropout. All you types are good at is breeding, crime, and receiving welfare. It seems clear to me that you're now receiving the comeuppance for your loose morals.
That isn't true. I did not fool around like that. I've never received any welfare either. I worked hard to get where I am today.
Oh, yes. Well, let's talk about where we are today, shall we? You're barren, dried up, infertile, useless. A woman's job is to have babies. That's what we're made for. And you can't even do the bare minimum of what it means to be a woman. What does that make you, Harriet? What reason do you have for living anyway?
Being your son's wife, for starters.
You know, I hate to admit it, but you're right. That imbecile son of mine dropped out of high school just like you did. So, yes, you're absolutely perfect for each other, a couple of useless idiots. Why do I even bother with you two? There's nothing in it for me. And you know what? I think it's time we put an end to this farce. You've disappointed me for the last time, Alana.
I don't understand.
I've been thinking about this for quite some time, and now my mind is made up. I want to live with my daughter and her husband, not with you.
All right, so are you going to move?
What? Oh, don't be ridiculous. You're the ones who are moving, not us.
Wait, we're moving? What are you talking about?
Note to self, don't bother talking to high school dropouts. They don't even understand the English language. I'll use small words so you'll be sure to understand. You and Ray are going to move out of this house, and my daughter and her husband are going to move in. And I've already discussed the plan with my daughter, so it's a done deal. Don't bother objecting. You don't have any right to refuse.
This is awfully sudden. Have you talked to Ray about this yet?
No, I've already wasted enough time talking to one high school dropout today. You can tell him yourself. Oh, and one more thing. My daughter's going to have a lot of expenses coming up. Just the hospital bill for the birth will likely be several $1,000s. You and Ray don't have to worry about leaving money behind for anyone, so you can give the lion's share of your income to her. We'll start with $3,000 a month and see how things go.
You can't honestly expect us to do that.
It's up to you, Alana. You could always pay the whole amount by yourself every month. That would prove your worth, wouldn't it? If a high school dropout like you can earn $3,000 a month, maybe I'll take back some of the things I've said about you.
I shouldn't have to pay you money just to get you to stop belittling me. There's no way I would ever agree to do that. Why in the world would I pay a single cent to a sister-in-law who I don't even live with? After all, she's not a high school dropout, is she? She's more than capable of working to earn her own money.
Shut up, you insolent little girl. You married into this family. You knew what you were getting into. I am your mother-in-law, and what I say is the law.
You have no right to demand I move out.
Shut your mouth and get packing this instant. This is unbelievable. I won't stand for this.
Hey, Alana, I am really sorry I couldn't answer the phone when you were calling me. I was in a meeting, so I had my phone turned off. I had no idea you were calling. I listened to your voicemail, though. This is just absolutely insane. I can't believe all of this is happening while I'm at work. Where are you right now? Are you doing okay? Your voice was trembling in your message. You seemed like you were really upset. Which, considering the circumstances, I can totally understand.
Hey, Ray, thanks for getting back to me. I'm better now, thanks. It took a while, but I managed to calm down. I'm really sorry to bother you while you're so busy at work. It's just, I was so shocked and confused by everything that the only thing I could think to do after your mom texted me was to call you. I bet it was just as surprising for you as it was for me.
You don't need to be worried about me at all. I'm fine. You're the one that I'm the most concerned about. I'm so sorry about my mom being the way that she is. If I would have just been more assertive with her, maybe she wouldn't be so harsh on you all the time.
I don't blame you at all, Ray. I'm sorry if that's how I came off, but that's not the case at all. It's just, well, she came at me talking about the baby again. I asked her as nicely as I could to drop the issue, that I wasn't in a place where I could talk about it right now. But then she just got even angrier at me and told me to pack up and move out. So I did.
Yeah, I know, and that's all right with me. Let's get the hell out of here, Alana, you and me. We'll move far away where she can't bother us anymore.
You mean you really do want to move?
Yeah, I've had all that I can take of this. I'm sorry I didn't make this decision sooner, honestly. It must have been terrible for you to deal with living with my mom for this long. It's just that I'm the oldest son of the family, so when my dad asked me what I thought about the four of us living together, I just went along with it. But now that I've seen the way that my mom is gonna treat my wife, I've known ever since I was a kid that she was on the strict side, but this is simply crossing the line. I can't stand to watch her bullying you anymore. You've put up with it for long enough. The thing is, I don't even think my mom knows I know what she's doing to you. She always puts on a good act while me and Dad are around, but the second that we leave the room, she starts right into criticizing you about every little thing. God, I don't know why I wasn't more straightforward in dealing with this. We minimized the time you two were alone together, and I was always talking to Dad about how great a wife you were while Mom was in earshot. I thought that would be enough, but I was so wrong.
It's okay, Ray, I know. You were doing the best that you could to protect me from your mom in your own way. I could have done more to be assertive with her myself. But with her being my mother-in-law and all, I guess I sort of figured that this was the way it was going to be. So I resigned myself to dealing with her harassment and held on to hope that one day she would come around and we could have a normal relationship. But now I can see that day is never going to come.
Those are my thoughts exactly. That's why I think the best thing we can do is to get as far away from her as we can. Fortunately for me, I have a job that I don't need to be in the office for, so we can move somewhere with better weather and a lower cost of living. That way we can finally live in peace together, and I'll be able to focus more on my work, too. I know you've got a lot of pent-up stress from the time that we've been living together with them, and you deserve a break, and a permanent one at that. And since Mom has conveniently kicked us out of the house, this seems like the best opportunity we could ask for. Let's get out of here tonight!
Ray, are you sure about this?
Of course I am! I've never been more sure about anything, other than the day I asked you to be my wife. You can leave all of the details to me. I'll handle everything. All you need to do is relax. Get a hotel room for us, take a nice bath, watch some TV, order some room service. You've got all the essentials packed up with you, right?
Yeah, I have all our valuables, clothes, everything is packed up.
Then it's settled. Once you get a room, let me know where. I'll get us 2 plane tickets for the first flight tomorrow morning.
Sounds great.
Well, well, well. I have to admit I never thought it would be this easy to get rid of the two of you. I wonder what you failures are up to right now. I'll bet that useless woman of yours is curled up in a ball, crying her eyes out and pretending like she's not responsible for everything.
We're on vacation right now, Mom. We're far too busy enjoying ourselves to waste any time or energy dealing with you. What do you want with me anyway? If you have something to say, then say it. If you don't want to live with us anymore, that's fine. You're welcome to move out of the house whenever you'd like.
That's some awfully big talk coming from you. After all, we're the ones who allowed you the privilege of living with us all this time. Did you think we'd let you leech off us for the rest of your life?
Excuse me? Who's leeching off who now? You're the ones who are living in my house. I'm the one who bought that house. My name is on the deed. So if anything, you and Dad are the ones who are leeching off me. You know what's big talk? Trying to kick someone out of their own house like you did to me and Alana last night.
What? No, that's ridiculous. Stop these silly lies at once. This is your father's house, not yours. He's the one who pays for everything. How dare you try to claim credit for that?
I don't know what to tell you, Mom. You're just plain wrong. I have no idea where you got the idea that Dad's the one who bought the house. We're an old-fashioned family with old-fashioned values, and I don't have any opposition to that in principle. That's why I decided that as your oldest son, letting you live with us would be a good way to honor the two of you for bringing me into this world. But that was before I saw the way you were treating Alana. I've changed my mind.
That can't be true. Oh, I get it. You must have borrowed the money to buy the house from your father.
Nope. Wrong again. I haven't borrowed one single cent from you or Dad. The house is mine, plain and simple. So you don't have any right to kick us out.
I had no idea. Well, in any case, you're leaving, aren't you? That's fine. You can simply sign the deed over to your father and I. I think that would be a fitting way to repay you for everything we've done for you all your life. Really, anything less than giving up the house would be a disgraceful act of betrayal.
Exactly what have you done for us, Mom? Can you name a single thing? I don't even think you've washed a single dish or cooked a single meal in all the time you've lived with us. You just verbally abused Alana while she did everything.
All I was doing was telling her how to be a better housekeeper. I mean, that woman can't do anything right. She can't even keep a baby alive inside of her for more than a month or two. I'll bet you regret marrying her every single time you see her face.
Don't you dare insult my wife like that! My God, you are such a thick-headed old hag! What do I have to do to get you to stop insulting my wife?
What did you just call me? You can't talk to me that way. I'm your mother. I thought you couldn't disappoint me any more than the day you dropped out of high school. But now I see that your stupidity, insolence, and lack of respect truly knows no bounds. I think marrying that stupid girl has only made you even dumber than you already were.
You can call me stupid as much as you like, Mom. I've heard it all already. You can't hurt me anymore. But I am not going to allow you to insult Alana anymore. Did you even know that her dad died back when she was just a kid? Her mom had to raise her and her sister all by herself. Alana willingly dropped out of high school in order to work so the family would have enough money to live on and her little sister would be able to go to college. You were fortunate enough to be born into a moderately wealthy family, so you were free to go to any college you wanted. And if going to college was what turned you into the vile, narcissistic monster you are now, then I'm glad I dropped out of high school.
Ugh, and there it is, sour grapes. You're too stupid to get a college degree, so you cling to any excuse you can find to convince yourself you don't want one. If you want my advice, just stop talking about the subject altogether. Every single word you say only makes you look dumber.
You don't like living with an idiot like me, huh? Well, then how's about you get out of that idiot's house? This is your warning. You're not welcome there anymore. I am officially ordering you to vacate the premises immediately.
That's adorable. You think you can tell me what to do? Well, too bad. I'm having a jolly old time here with your sister and her husband. The two of you can go and find a comfortable cardboard box to sleep in for all I care.
Right. Enjoy living there while you can. It's not gonna last much longer.
Hey, what's going on, Alana? When are you going to send $3,000 you owe me for this month? I have bills to pay, you know. You want to know when I'm going to send it? Okay, here's your answer. Never. Like, did you actually expect that I was just gonna do what you say? Of course you have to do as I say. I'm your mother-in-law. What I say is law, remember? I don't have a job, so how am I supposed to pay for everything I need without the money I demanded from you? Oh my God, this is rich. You actually thought I was gonna do it. And even better, you thought that telling me that you're unemployed was going to make me more likely to give you money? If you want some help paying your bills this month, here's some free advice for you. Get a job, you lazy old bag. You snotty little upstart, you can't talk to me that way. I deigned to allow you to marry my idiot son. Don't you feel any gratitude to me at all? Let me see. Nope, none at all. You haven't even done a single thing for me that I should be grateful for. And to top it all off, you told me to get out of my own house. As far as I'm concerned, that right there was a declaration of war. We're not family anymore. That is not for you to decide. As long as you're married to my son, you must do as I say. And another thing, what's this nonsense someone from the sheriff's office gave me today? Something about a writ of possession? Didn't the sheriff explain what it meant when he gave it to you? It's simple. Ray told you to get out of the house, didn't he? And yet here you are, 4 weeks later, still living in his house. So he decided to take the legal remedies against you that are available to him. This was the first step in the eviction process. Nonsense! Absolute nonsense! This is my house! And just what gives him the right to make that claim, Just so you know, we have a lawyer who's taking care of everything for us. If you don't comply with the writ of possession, then we'll just have to escalate our case against you. But you can't do that! We can, actually, and your daughter and her husband are cool with it. I was planning on heading back there soon to talk to them about it, but they were surprisingly quick to agree to leave when I talked to them. So you're the only person who's being difficult. Wait, they've already agreed to leave? They haven't said anything about that to me. Your daughter's husband is quite a reasonable guy. I told him all about how you kicked me out of my own house to let them live there, then tried to extort me for $3,000 a month. It seems that he was under the impression that they were just going to be staying with you for a week or so. Then a week turned into 2 weeks, then into a whole month. Then he finally discovered that they were moving in with you. He wasn't very happy to be deceived like that. Plus, he was absolutely stunned by how lazy you were and how little you helped out around the house. If they didn't tell you anything, it's probably because he's just been avoiding talking to you. He's already told your daughter that they're moving out, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Is that why he seemed so distant these last few weeks? I thought he was just being childish about the whole thing. By the whole thing, you mean you and your daughter lying to him, right? Oh, and speaking of lies, let's think back to the day of our wedding. You were working the reception desk, and you took the liberty of taking all the cards containing money for safekeeping. Whatever happened to that money? Well... Oh, don't bother, I already know. You gambled it all away. Hold on, this doesn't make any sense. How? How did you know about that? What do you think I am, Harriet? A 5-year-old? You said you were going to hold on to it for safekeeping, and that was the last we ever heard of it. We were obviously going to get suspicious about where all that money went at some point. Plus, why would we need you to keep it safe for us anyway? We had a locked box there at the reception table for people to put it in. Oh, and as long as we're on the topic of you taking other people's money, we also went ahead and told your husband about how you spent all of Ray's savings, too. What? There's no way. There is no possible way you could know about that. I never even told Ray. Yeah, neither of us ever knew about a savings account in Ray's name until your husband told us about it. He asked us what we ended up doing with that money, at which point I turned to Ray, only to see a shocked expression on his face.
Your husband had no idea about all the money being gone, so that means you must have used it all yourself. You started out by putting money in there regularly for his birthday, Christmas, and other special occasions. But then one day, all of a sudden, you started making some large withdrawals. That was when you started gambling, wasn't it?
Tell me what's going on right now! How did you know about all the money I took out?
Don't you know how banks work? It's Ray's account, so obviously he has the right to view a simple transaction history. That's how we know exactly how much was in there and how much you took out.
I haven't done anything wrong. I'm the one who put that money in there in the first place. I had every right to use it how I pleased.
Really, Harriet, it's all right. You don't need to embarrass yourself by trying to justify what you did. Ray isn't even all that broken up about it. He never even knew that money existed in the first place, so he doesn't feel like he lost anything. And besides, that's not even the real reason I'm angry at you. Do you remember why Ray dropped out of high school?
What? Why are you bringing that up all of a sudden?
For as long as I've known you, you've been constantly looking down on the two of us for being high school dropouts. You even did some of the most childish name-calling I've ever heard from someone as old as you. If you want to mock me, that's fine, but not Ray. The entire reason he dropped out of high school was because your husband got injured and lost his job. He didn't even think twice about sacrificing his own future in order to ensure that the family's needs were met, and so his little sister could follow her college dreams. So he dropped out of high school and started working.
Oh, I suppose he did. But he's a man, isn't he? That's what men are supposed to do, work to support their family.
Wow, isn't that something? You have an incredible ability to invent the worst excuses possible for your bad behavior out of thin air. You can't believe that it's a man's role to work for the family and use that to justify making Ray work in your husband's place. Or you can believe that high school dropouts are all morons and use that as justification to mock and demean your son for dropping out. You can't have it both ways, though. Plus, aren't you forgetting another able-bodied person in your household?
You mean my daughter?
I mean you idiot. You could have at least gotten a part-time job. That, plus your husband's disability benefits, should have been more than enough to allow Ray to finish high school and go on to college. Not to mention all the money that Ray had in his bank account. If you had given him that money instead of using it on yourself, he would have been able to go to college with no problem.
Why are you so determined to dredge up all these matters that are over and done with anyway? Can't we move on and think about the future?
Oh, don't worry, we're getting there. You never told any of this to your daughter either, and your husband was opposed to your decision not to work at the start. But then, wouldn't you know it, you came down with a severe depression and couldn't work. One that was never properly diagnosed, by the way. You made that all up, didn't you?
You can't prove I made it up.
Then, can you show me an official diagnosis?
I lost it years ago, and I'm better now.
I see. So you still won't fess up, huh? Well, I think you'll have a much harder time dodging responsibility once our lawyer comes after you. He's very good, I should warn you. Once we give him the go-ahead, he'll swoop in on you like a hawk. We'll get all the information we need to crush you in no time. You have no chance against us in court, unless you can somehow hire yourself a lawyer as good as ours. But you don't really have that kind of money, do you?
I'll be fine. All I need to do is ask my husband for the money, and I'll hire a lawyer better than yours.
Oh, Harriet, you poor thing. You still don't get it, do you? Your husband knows everything now. He's not going to take your side. Actually, he apologized to Ray for not catching on to you sooner. Even if your daughter has had a massive change of heart, once she found out that Ray sacrificed his own dreams in order to support her, she rushed right over to thank him for everything and apologize for not treating him better. We're having a little family conference right now.
What? Right now?
That's right. Pretty good timing, isn't it? I knew you'd be going to the casino today, so I called everyone over here to have a little chat about you. I was hoping to get everyone in the family to choose whose side they would take before going any further. And do you know how many of them said they were going to side with you? 0. Not one single person. I was planning on filling you in on the results of our meeting at a later date, but since you went out of your way to text me, I thought I might as well let you know right now.
You mean you knew I was at the casino?
Yes, and I'm guessing that you're most likely standing in front of their ATM machine right now. You were just about to withdraw the money you assumed I would send you to hit the tables, but instead saw a big fat zero. That's why you texted me, isn't it? You're so transparent. As for why I know you're at the casino, we hired the best lawyer around, who just so happens to know the best private detective around. He told us all about your typical schedule, including when you go and do your gambling. If you'll just wait there a moment, the family and I are heading inside to talk to you right now. Just do us a favor and don't try and run. It'll only delay the inevitable. When we all went inside, Harriet was making a mad dash to the restroom. However, one of the casino security guards got to her before we did. It seems as though she wasn't coming to gamble today. She was coming to pay off her gambling debts. That's why she was so desperate to get her hands on my money. The guard was kind enough to let us have first dibs at her, though, and did us the favor of allowing us to use their conference room free of charge. My father-in-law didn't even have to say a single word to her for her to crack. All he needed to do was stand there and stare at her, his face beet red with shame and anger. Harriet immediately dropped to her knees and started begging us for forgiveness. Seeing such an old woman so desperate like that was pretty hard to watch, but at the same time, it was super satisfying. Now that she knew the truth about her brother, Ray's sister's attitudes towards us changed completely, and we have a pretty good relationship now. She and her husband both said they don't want anything to do with Harriet anymore. As for me and Ray, cutting ties with Harriet has brought a new sense of peace to our lives. Without the stress of dealing with Harriet's constant abuse, I was able to get pregnant soon afterward. I'm several months into my pregnancy, and the baby is growing healthy and strong. Naturally, Harriet was divorced by her husband and had to start a new life on her own. Couple that with her gambling debts, and that means she has to do the one thing she's been doing her best to avoid for all her life: work. It doesn't seem like her college degree is helping her out, though. She gets interviews, but once they see what a terrible person she is, they transition right into, actually, the position has already been filled.